everybody, Karen Moby and Dallin Adams here for Tech Republic. And of course, Dallin, we're all working from home. Things are really changing for all of us, and we're not sure what the future will hold in terms of what work that is will look like down the road. But one thing is certain for students that are in college right now or just graduating, things are going to be different for them than they were for me, for you, when it comes to internships and just getting their feet wet. So what's happening in that realm?
Yeah, I was looking at Google Trends this morning, and just one of the trending terms just happened to be the quarantine class of 2020, which is
Uh,
pretty surreal to think about. Yeah,
it
I
is.
was looking I was looking online, and just of all the students who had already accepted summer internships, 35% have had their internship straight up canceled, and 24% have now had that opportunity transition to a virtual internship. So now we're in the era of the virtual summer internship.
Which is just obviously a new term, just like so many other things that we've been hearing in the last couple of months. So, or expand on that. What is a virtual internship? What does that mean?
Yeah, virtual internship. I got to speak to a few individuals involved with it, or at least familiar with it. One company was called Upkey, and they are a student accelerator, and they've existed online as a virtual opportunity for, I think, 3 years, a few years at least at this point. And they have sort of created this entire ecosystem of applications to pretty much transition the internship model online. And what that exists as, we're used to using Zoom, we're used to using Slack, but it's the idea of you can't really get a full experience with the more basic tools. Like, you can only do so much like that. That's a good way to keep communication lines open, but that's not full immersion. So this company, one thing they've done is they've created these sort of webinars and workshops that students can go into and participate and interact and work. They've also created different opportunities to have mentorships and weekly chats with mentors. And they've taken it a step further, and they've added a kind of a layer of gamification and added badges to the whole thing. So you can sort of it adds another concept to it that feels a little bit more real, more tangible, something you can see and touch.
Right, which is good, because that's such a different concept than what I think of as an internship, which is really hands-on. So, and the downside, unfortunately, is that they won't be immersed, with people in an office or a newsroom, how I was or you were, and that's something that they're going to have to get used to, but I think it's kind of sad for them too to not have that experience.
Totally. And that's another set of data that I was looking at as well. And currently you have 51% of students that were just happy that it wasn't canceled altogether. And then you have 22% of students that are a little bit worried that the virtual experience won't be as good as a traditional in-house internship.
Yeah, and I can certainly understand the concern there, Dallin. And I guess on the flip side, though, to try to see it from a positive light, if in fact we are going to see a very different work model down the road, maybe this is just good for them to get a jump start on how things will be different for us.
That's a point that was raised in a couple of my interviews, is the idea that this is a head start. Digital transformation isn't going backwards. It's just slowly going to consume more and more industries and more technologies, and certainly more career paths moving forward. So the ability to sort of jump in and be able to be a digital worker in a digital environment is a great skill to have. There's also the component that one of the people I interviewed was discussing. I think she said she had to travel like an hour and a half for her internship while she was in college. And so it's the idea of there's a time saving element to this as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a component where it's like you're also potentially meeting Gen Zers or late wave millennials, how they want to interact to begin with.
Yeah, and Dallin, obviously, we have to embrace that it is what it is at this point, and learn to work with this situation. So, but virtual internships, that's definitely a term that is new to me, probably new to a lot of people. So I know you've got much more on this, though, and a great article there on Tech Republic, and we appreciate that and hope all of you guys will check that out as well.